Stop. Don't scroll. Don't brush this off. There is something sacred in this moment. Not a coincidence. Not a random scroll through your screen. This, right now, is a divine interruption. A holy whisper wrapped in digital form. Because the heavens have leaned in to speak to you. And what they're saying. It's about love. But not the kind you've been hurt by. Not the kind that walked away when you gave your all. Not the kind that said forever but meant temporary. No. This is the kind of love that was crafted in the silence of eternity. The kind that was written into the script of your soul before you were ever born. You haven't missed it. You didn't lose it. It hasn't passed you by. It's approaching, faster than you think. There's someone whose heart already beats in rhythm with yours. Someone who carries a love for you that is already heavy on their chest, even if they don't yet understand why. Their spirit recognizes yours. Their soul is already in orbit around you. Not because of charm. Not because of appearance. But because the two of you were designed to find each other, in a time such as this. And right now, heaven is preparing both of you for the encounter that changes everything. But here's the truth. Before love appears, the soul must awaken. That's why you've been restless. That's why your heart's been tugging at you in quiet moments. That subtle ache. That longing that words can't quite name. That's not loneliness. It's divine recognition. Your soul knows something is near. Can you feel it? That inner vibration. That spiritual heartbeat quickening in your chest. That isn't anxiety. That's alignment. You are standing at the edge of something holy. And Archangel Michael has drawn near, not to warn you of danger, but to protect what is being born in the spirit. Because this is no ordinary connection. This is a soul-level bond. And with bonds like this, spiritual warfare follows. There are forces that want to keep you in isolation. That want you to believe love isn't for you. That the kind you desire, deep, healing, real, only exists in movies or fairy tales. They want you to settle. To doubt. To stop believing. But heaven says, don't. Don't give up right before it arrives. Don't trade eternity's design for temporary comfort. This love isn't late. It's being layered in divine timing. And when it comes, you'll understand why every door had to close. Why they couldn't stay. Why it didn't work with them. Because none of them were the one. They weren't assigned to your future. They weren't ordained for your destiny. They weren't chosen to walk the long road with you. But someone was. Someone who has been walking their own quiet journey of preparation. Someone who has cried tears like yours. Prayed prayers like yours. Fought silent battles like yours. Someone who has longed for something real, raw, and relentlessly true. You were not the only one waiting. You were not the only one believing. And right now, in the invisible realm, angels are stitching your stories together. Guiding the paths. Aligning the timing. Clearing the way. Because when the divine steps in, what once felt impossible becomes inevitable. Your story isn't just about love. It's about purpose. It's about destiny. This connection will not just heal your heart, it will ignite your calling. You're not meeting a partner. You're encountering your divine counterpart. And when your eyes finally meet, your soul will remember. Without words. Without doubt. Without hesitation. Because it won't be like the others. It will be still. It will be sure. It will feel like peace in the middle of chaos. Like home in a world of wandering. And here's the truth you need to hold right now, you are not hard to love. You were just asking to be loved by someone who didn't carry the capacity. You are not too much. You were just too divine for a lesser match. So stop shrinking to fit where you were never meant to stay. Stop apologizing for how deeply you feel. Stop doubting your worth because they couldn't see your light. They weren't meant to. But someone will. Someone already does. And heaven says it's closer than you think. Don't second guess it. Don't let your past train you to distrust what's about to bloom. Because this isn't like anything you've experienced before. Heaven does not repeat old patterns. When God decides it's time, the story shifts completely. The air feels different. The days feel charged. And your soul begins to anticipate something it cannot fully explain. You are no longer in waiting mode, you are in preparation. Preparation for something sacred. And Archangel Michael stands by your name now, not as a passive observer but as a warring guardian. He is protecting the garden of your heart, defending the soil of your spirit. Because what is being planted there cannot be corrupted. This is no ordinary love, this is heaven-sent alignment. You were not created to chase. You were not built to beg. You were designed for divine partnership, not emotional breadcrumbs. And now the divine files are being opened. Do you understand? In the realm of the spirit, your name is on the scrolls. Your file has been reviewed. Your prayers, whispered late into the night when no one heard but God, are being fulfilled in detail. Heaven has mapped this love. They have seen your loneliness. They have measured your loyalty. They have witnessed your tears, and they were never wasted. You thought God had forgotten. No. He was preparing the one whose love would be safe enough to hold your soul. Someone whose touch wouldn't bruise, but bless. Someone whose silence wouldn't punish, but protect. Someone whose words wouldn't manipulate, but minister to you. They're not perfect, but they're purposed. They've known suffering. They've learned patience. They've surrendered ego. And they have been refined, just like you, in the fires of divine waiting. The angels have watched them climb out of their darkness. Just like they watched you rise after heartbreak tried to finish you. And now the final pages are being written. You were not left out. You were being set apart. Your love story is not a forgotten one, it's a sacred script being released only when the cast is ready, the stage is clear, and the timing is perfect. Right now, all of heaven is preparing a divine meeting point. Not a run-in. Not a fluke. But a soul collision, preordained before you were even born. And here's what you must know, this kind of love is slow-baked in heaven's oven. It does not arrive quickly, because it's not cheap. It is built with layers of trust, timing, healing, obedience, and surrender. That's why it's taken time. That's why it's been quiet. That's why you felt alone. Because God has been silencing all distractions, pruning all pretenders, and removing every counterfeit connection that could sabotage the real thing. You've mourned relationships that never deserved your grief. You've watered dead soil hoping it would bloom. You've tried to prove your value to people who were never equipped to see it. But now, God is saying, no more. No more diminishing your light. No more wasting your oil. No more building altars to temporary people. You are entering a season of divine reversal. The very places where you were overlooked will become the places where your name is honored. The very seasons that drained you will become the backdrop for your replenishment. The very eyes that ignored you will be forced to witness your elevation. But here's the miracle. This love that's coming isn't here to flaunt. It's here to fortify. It's not loud and boastful. It's quiet. Gentle. Steady. It's the kind of love that lets you breathe. That gives you space to grow, room to fail, and strength to rise. It's the kind of love that doesn't compete with your calling, it amplifies it. And when they come, you'll know. Not because of butterflies, but because of peace. There won't be confusion. There won't be games. There won't be resistance in your spirit. There will be confirmation. Grace. Ease. And in their presence, your heart will whisper what your mind has waited years to hear, this is it. This is home. This is not the kind of love that entertains the surface and ignores the soul. No, this is the kind of love that touches the places you've buried. The ones even you forgot existed. The places where past wounds still echo with silent questions, was I ever enough? Will anyone ever stay? Can someone truly love all of me, not just my light, but my shadow too? This love answers those questions. Not with empty words. Not with flattery. But with presence. They will stay when others would have walked. They will listen when others would have silenced you. They will speak with kindness when others used words as weapons. And their very presence will begin to rewrite the false narratives your pain tried to convince you were truth. Because this love doesn't just admire the version of you that shines, it protects the version of you that trembles. It holds the version of you that cries at 2 a.m. It blesses the version of you that still doesn't believe you're worthy of blessing. And it doesn't demand healing before it chooses you. It shows up so that healing can begin. This love is God's response to your soul's quietest prayer. The one you never dared to say aloud. The one you barely admitted to yourself because hope felt like a dangerous thing to hold again. But hope was never the enemy. It was the enemy who tried to convince you hope was dangerous. Because hope is the spark that keeps your spirit alive. And now, right now, God is reigniting that spark. Because He is not just sending someone to love you. He is sending someone to walk with you. Through valleys and mountaintops. Through silence and laughter. Through seasons of overflow and seasons of rebuilding. And together, you will build. Not castles of fantasy, but foundations of truth. This will be a love that builds altars, not just selfies. A love that prays before it plans. A love that fasts before it fights. A love that holds hands through spiritual storms and refuses to let go when fear knocks at the door. Because what's coming isn't romantic hype. It's prophetic alignment. This person won't be impressed by your outer beauty alone. They'll be drawn to your obedience. To your loyalty. To the way you kept loving, even when your heart was bleeding. They will recognize you, not because of how you look, but because of who you are. And when they see you, they will weep. Not tears of sorrow, but tears of recognition. Because their soul will whisper, there you are. I've been praying for you. And so have you. You've been praying for someone who wouldn't get intimidated by your strength. Someone who wouldn't try to dim your light. Someone who could handle your fire without burning you. Someone who could look at your calling and say, let me walk with you, not ahead, not behind, but beside you. And that's who's coming. Not someone to save you, but someone to partner with you. God is not bringing a crutch. He is bringing a complement. Not a project for you to fix. But a purpose carrier to walk with. Not someone who confuses love with control, but someone who knows that real love frees. They've been hidden just like you. Trained in the dark. Refined through fire. And now, heaven is releasing the two of you into the same chapter at the divine intersection of destiny and readiness. So let this be clear, this next love will not compete with your calling. It will confirm it. It will not wound your worth. It will witness it. It will not question your identity. It will honor it. And every part of you that feared you were too much, will finally feel safe. This next part is no longer about just love. It's about partnership. Because heaven does not just send people to romance you, heaven sends people to build with you. And what's coming next is not just a person. It's an assignment wrapped in human form. A heart that carries a piece of your mission. A soul that aligns with your fire. They will not just be an answer to your loneliness. They will be a catalyst to your becoming. Together, you won't just experience love. You will experience purpose awakened. For too long, you've walked as if half of your divine mission was still hidden. You've known there was more. You've sensed there was someone, someone who would not only understand the language of your heart, but also echo it. They'll understand your silences. They'll pray with you, not just for you. They'll fight in the spirit when you're weak, and celebrate when your breakthrough arrives. This union will not be like the ones you've known before. Because this love will come with the seal of heaven. When the two of you come together, the atmosphere will shift. Not just emotionally, spiritually. You'll notice it in the way warfare changes. In the way old attacks lose their power. In the way your discernment becomes sharper, clearer. Why? Because this is not just romance. It is divine multiplication. Where one can chase 1,000, two can put 10,000 to flight, Deuteronomy 32 verse 30. And together, you will put the kingdom of darkness on notice. This is why the delay was necessary. This is why some connections didn't last. Why some people were removed from your path, not because you were unworthy, but because they were unassigned. They didn't have the oil for your calling. They didn't have the eyes to see your full self. But this next person, they'll see you, all of you. The tired you. The praying you. The healed you in progress. The prophetic, powerful, purpose-driven you. And they won't flinch. They'll stay. They won't just say, I love you. They'll say, let's build. They'll say, let's fast together. They'll say, let's forgive together. They'll say, let's make heaven proud, together. And when storms rise, and they won't walk out. They'll walk closer. They'll fight in prayer. They'll cover your name. They'll protect your purpose. Because they were forged in the same fire. Their wilderness looked like yours. Their heartbreak felt like yours. Their tears carried the same prayers. And now God has said, it is time. You will recognize them not by outer perfection, but by spiritual resonance. When your soul meets theirs, it will be like hearing a song you've always known but forgot the melody. It will feel like peace and purpose wrapped in one breath. And it will be safe. Not because it's without flaws. But because it's God-ordained. You'll speak the same spiritual language. You'll share a hunger for growth. You'll see the same vision. And your love will not be a distraction, it will be direction. So prepare your heart. Not just to receive love, but to carry it. To protect it. To steward it with reverence. Because when heaven joins two hearts for a divine assignment, it's never just for romance. It's for revival. And this love, this one will carry fire. Holy fire. One that burns away fear. One that draws others into God's presence. One that builds legacy, not just for this generation, but for generations to come. You are not just getting married. You are partnering for kingdom impact. You are not just finding a soulmate. You are discovering a spiritual warrior who will go to battle beside you. This isn't just about butterflies. It's about building altars. Altars of trust. Altars of sacrifice. Altars of deep, abiding, spirit-filled love. There will come a moment, silent, yet weighty, when the Holy Spirit will whisper 3 simple words into your soul, this is it. And it won't be loud. It won't be forced. There won't be fireworks or thunder or lightning. But deep within your spirit, there will be peace. Not just emotional comfort, but divine confirmation. You won't need to ask again. You won't feel the urge to second guess. Because every part of you, body, soul, and spirit, will feel anchored in something that cannot be shaken. This is how heaven speaks when destiny arrives. You've waited for this. You've wept for this. You've watched others find love and wondered if your moment would ever come. But the reason it took this long, was because God was hand-carving something sacred just for you. And it couldn't be rushed. He was not just preparing them for you. He was preparing you for them. You had to learn how to trust again. You had to rebuild what betrayal had shattered. You had to unlearn the voices that told you love had an expiration date. But here you are. Healed. Whole. Expectant. And most of all, ready. This next love won't be built on emotional highs or surface-level promises. It will be rooted in truth. Watered with mutual respect. Nourished with spiritual growth. Shielded by divine protection. And guarded by prayer. You won't have to chase it. It will find you when you're walking in purpose. You won't have to prove yourself. They'll see your worth without needing an explanation. You won't have to lower your standards. They'll rise to meet the calling on your life. Because this is not a relationship built by the world's timing. This is a union orchestrated by the hand of God. And here's the truth the enemy never wanted you to realize: you are worthy of this kind of love. You are worthy of someone who doesn't just admire your light, but knows how to protect it. You are worthy of someone who prays when you cry, listens when you doubt, and stands firm when you feel weak. You are worthy of someone who chooses you, over and over, no matter what season life brings. You are worthy of love that doesn't confuse you, doesn't belittle you, doesn't make you feel replaceable. You are worthy of covenant, not chaos. Of partnership, not pretense. Of purpose, not pressure. So when this person arrives, and they will, you won't feel overwhelmed. You'll feel seen. You'll feel heard. You'll feel held. And you'll know deep in your soul that God kept His promise. Because when heaven writes the story, it doesn't end in heartbreak, it ends in harvest. And so I leave you with this: hold on to the vision God gave you. Hold on to the promises whispered in the night. Keep preparing your heart. Keep healing. Keep growing. Because the very thing you almost gave up on, is about to walk into your life. Not with noise. But with certainty. Not with pressure. But with peace. Not with confusion. But with clarity. And when they come, your spirit will know, this is the one I prayed for. This is the one heaven prepared. This is the one that changes everything.